So, welcome everyone. The first surprise in this age of surprise is listening to a cigar box guitar, literally made out of a cigar box, the instrument of choice for the early Delta blues singers.
Thank you, honey. And I'm from Memphis, so what a surprise. And we're here today for the Mystic and the Physicist. Welcome to the TAO of Surprise, living in the age of surprise, your undiscovered keys to awakening. I'm Deirdre Online, and I am a mystic, and I am literally married to a physicist.
And I am William Arntz, that literally married to physicist.
And the real big surprise is that we are actually married. We've been married for, what, 4 years now?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when we first got together, there was a song, an old Johnny Mercer song that kept going through my head. And it goes, when an irresistible force, such as you,
meets an old, immovable object like you,
you can bet as sure as you live.
that something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
Yeah, something's got to give. And it did.
Yeah.
And here I was, wearing Punjabis, 2 kids. I met Will, and I was like, oh, that'll never work. I mean, really. He's very rational. He's never had kids. Oh, he comes from a scientific background. Nope. He's, like a...
You used to say I was a left-brain, patriarchal dinosaur, the last of a breed.
That's right. That's it. Yeah, that's what I said. Last of a dying breed. But, he charmed me, and so he literally pulled me off the mountaintop by the hem of my Punjabis. And here we are today.
Yeah.
And what do you think about that?
Yeah. Well, I am a scientist suffering from PTSD.
PTSD?
Post-traumatic scientist disorder. And that comes about by science kind of let me down a little bit. Didn't give me all the answers.
And so here we are right now.
Looking for the rest of the answers.
Looking for those answers together, bringing science and mystical together, and
doing the mystic and physicist. And we're going around the country and doing this. And really, part of the reason we're doing this is science and spirituality and mysticism and physics got pushed apart some centuries ago. And it's really important, we both of us feel, for the world, for society, that these two come together, because they're really the two forms of accessing knowledge or information about what's happening. For instance, as far as this age of surprise, I came upon it one way, Deirdre came upon it another.
Right. You had the idea that we were living in a chaos and complexity, and then I went into a meditation and went into a golden room, and there was the voice of the Creator, at least that's what the voice said to me, and said, we're in the age of surprise. We're living in the age of surprise. And I'd been asking this question because of how complex our technology is getting and how we're all kind of spread out. What's happening? What's happening to the heart and soul of all of us? And God said, well, when you understand you're in the age of transformation, the age of surprise, there are some strategies, some tools you can use so that you can master this. You know that the unexpected's coming, in the good of it and maybe the not good, but all unexpected is coming, because this is simply the time we live in, and it's greater than what we can dictate in the world. It's an energy that we've now entered into in the 21st century.
And the thing that I realized once Deirdre was telling me this was that physiologically what happens when the surprise hits, your brain is flooded with neuroplasticity. And that's the ability for the brain to rewire. So normally we're stuck like this. So the neuroplasticity, suddenly you can rewire, you can change a habit, you can become something different. So when Deirdre says the age of surprise is the age of transformation, it literally is in your brain, that moment of surprise. If you know how to jump on and go with it, you can transform.
And that's why we've come together, is the mystic and physicist, as the left brain, right brain, to really have this conversation and to share in our story, our human story of what does it mean to live during this really exciting time of massive change. When we meet, we've been going around the country. A lot of what I'd like to share is like what these tools are, what these strategies are. And one of the main strategies is really to connect with one's core value, one's ability to know what one truly believes in any moment, so that when a surprise happens, you are operating from your core value and you're able to have a positive effect instead of a mistake, which of course we all make. Why don't you share with us what you were telling me about complexity and chaos?
Well, complexity and chaos theory is it's a fairly new branch of physics, and it looks at what they call complex systems. And chaos theory is known as the theory of surprises because there are things that are known as emergent properties. When you combine 5 things together, sometimes something pops out that could never be predicted. And that's the chaos part of it. And as complexity increases, more and more of these emergent properties start popping out. So we see that in our world today with all the new technology, all the connections, all the this, all the that. What happens is things are popping out. I mean, things are happening in Facebook now that no one had any idea would happen, could affect elections, could do all this kind of stuff. Oh my God, that's an emergent property. So because of that, our external world is becoming very, very chaotic. But the question I have for you is, so what does all this external chaos do to the internal world?
Well, all that external chaos is absolutely having a huge effect on us, because even in the science of psychology, it's known that your environment affects you 90%. Like 90% of how you feel inside is informed by your environment. So as we move through this time of complexity, of unknown, of rapid changing interfaces, our soul, our inner core is actually in a free fall of panic. And people that I work with everywhere, like I have more anxiety than I ever used to have. I just have this fear I don't understand. And I feel like there's no time. Well, this is all because our inner self is now filled up with this kind of chaos. So as a mystic, I have to investigate this and say, well, what do I have to offer coming from a deeper understanding that we are a multidimensional being living on multidimensional alternative realities along with this one. And it is essential right now that everyone find the core value of who we are, of who I am, that central pillar that is like the staff of life, because everything around us is changing. And so it's not like we can depend on, I'm going to hang on to this, I'm going to hang on to that because, oh, that's gone today. Oh, now that's gone. We have to find this core inside. And that is the spiritual practice. Simply put, just to find the core inside, because that is our resilience. That is how we will take this complex time and find a simple path. And that's how we're going to remain happy and have less anxiety and no love and be able to experience love.
And so this is why the science and the spirituality really have to come together, because the external chaos that we're feeling, we need the inner balance in order to spin like a well-tuned top and not go crazy in the strange world.
Absolutely, to find that core balance of who we are so that you can thrive, you can grow, you can live in happiness no matter what's going on in the outside world. Please come join us in the TAO of surprise, living in the age of surprise, your undiscovered keys to awakening. As Will and I travel around, we're going to be sharing with you what you're going to receive are the tools, the tips, the energetic spiritual tools, and the scientific knowledge tools for you to live in balance and thrive during the age of surprise.